Let's talk to Nighttime Industries, the Nighttime Industries Association boss, Michael Gill. Hello, Michael.
Hi there, good evening. Good evening.
What do you think, before we get on to her rather nice working conditions, as the Night Tsar, I think she's had this job for a few years now. What has she done for London nightlife, do you think?
Well, the challenge we've got is you're quite right. What has she done? And, you know, we've looked across the landscape. We've lost some 1,600 businesses in the last 3 years, some 3,000 plus, if you include the wider London area and some of the home counties. But yeah, I mean, you know, the industry is extremely frustrated. They are, you know, do not really understand what that role entails and what impacts, and probably more importantly, what are the key performance indicators? What actually shows the success of this role at the moment? I think it's an important role, and we've seen the likes of Sasha Lord in Manchester and Carly in Bristol with some very successful initiatives and drivers, but London for us at the moment is languishing, and you know, much of the industry are now trying to take it into their own hands to do the job which this Night Tsar should be doing.
Now, she's had this job since 2016, as I say, £132,000 a year. She's gone on fact-finding trips to America, India, Australia and Ukraine since, as she put it, getting the best job in the world in 2000. Yeah, I can imagine. She's had 6 weeks off sick, not sick enough not to present her BBC Six music show, it turns out, and she's just got back in time to go off on her holiday break. So you're in the London nightlife industry. You know, can you help us define exactly what it is that Amy Lamé does for this massive salary? I can't. There are glimmers of initiatives that happen. There's a lot of virtue signalling, which I think I've been very vocal about. You've got things like the Women's Night Safety Charter and things like this out. But the reality is the industry is suffering in terms of the economics, which we know about, and it's not always within the gift of the mayor and the mayor's team. But the other things like safety and transport infrastructure are vital. Part of the reasons why people go home early, and you've heard this relentlessly across social media, is they can't get a drink after 11 in London. And I've never, ever experienced that. I've been around London for 20 plus years, never experienced that midweek being able to. I know. I'll tell you what, Michael. You know, I've been around the London night scene for more years than I care to admit. I'm always there. But something weird has happened, probably since COVID, but recently. And I've got restaurateur friends in central London, and they say that actually business can be quite good around about 6 p.m. You know, this is for people having dinner, 6 p.m. till at 8 p.m. So by 9 p.m. the joint's empty. Strange syndrome.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we've also got to take account that not everyone's coming into the office now. So, you know, there's possibly 2 days, and if you're anyone in their right mind, Friday would be one of those days that you don't come in because, you know, you want an extended weekend. But the reality is we're just not dealing with the heart of the big problems that people have faced. I mean, you know, I'm speaking to businesses in Soho where there's no CCTV and they're just rife with petty crime, and businesses are having to hire their own private security. You've got places like Broadwick Live that are working on initiatives to try and prop up independent businesses. This is all work that should be done by the mayor's office, particularly the mayor's office with the Night Tsar. And, you know, for us it's extremely frustrating. We're constantly patchworking what's going on out there. You know, we talk about things like Brixton Academy that was nearly lost. We're working hard on things like Box Park and these real sort of fundamental sort of cultural spaces, as well as sort of social cohesion spaces that are vital. But I mean, without wanting to sound like Roy Keane, this role should be a privilege. Yeah. It's something that, you know, I mean, someone said to me the other day, if you had the role, what would you do? I said, I'd do it for free, because it's such a privilege. It's just so important for London.
Sure is. Has she been in touch with you at all, Michael?
Well, we don't speak very often, and definitely over the last sort of 2 or 3 months have been very rare. I do speak to
She's
the
been off
office.
sick for 6 weeks, so that's why she won't have been in.
Yeah,
But you might have heard her on the radio, you know, on Six Music on the BBC. But too sick to help your industry.
Well,
Can I conclude that you feel that perhaps someone slightly more dynamic might help your industry a little more than Ms. Lamé?
I think that's exactly the situation. But, I mean, just to raise a point here as well, you have to bear in mind, prior that sick period, there was also 12 weeks of purdah, which was the electoral period, which is a very sensitive period. So we've almost lost, you know, the best part of half a year in terms of the ability to represent. But look, without a doubt, I mean, look, we need someone dynamic, driven, and absolutely impassioned, in love with our industry, to drive hard, represent, and be an active part in this recovery. And they've got to be bullish. London has got to be the epitome of what goes on in the nighttime economy. That's what it was set up to do. It's been like that for years, and it's losing it. And sadly, we need a figurehead at the top of it to make it happen.
Couldn't agree with you more. As one of the leading lights of the London nightlife scene, I've seen it decline. It used to be a lot more fun than it is now. That's not to say it's still not pretty great on its day, but you know what I mean. Michael, I'll see you in Soho pretty damn soon. Good to talk. Thank you very much.